Hello, everybody. Uh, my name is Jonathan McKenzie. Last video, got the Christmas tree in the background, got the Santa Claus hat on, ready for Christmas. Um, Here's my little poster board I made, and these are all the schools I've gone to for my field work. And down here, we'll start off with the preschool. And what I noticed, or what really jumped out to me was you got to be patient with these kids. They're not going to learn right away, and um, especially with their short attention span, you gotta be able to, just let yourself free, let yourself go, um, just have fun with these kids, and keep your sense of humor. And then you got to be prepared with the lesson plan. Um, both these schools that I gone to, the um, I showed up before the class started. And in both instances, they had the teachers would sit down before and draw out the lesson plan of what they want to do and how they're going to teach their kids. And um, so they're prepared in that sense, and they're very organized. Um, and they brought little groups of kids to a table, and they'll go over a letter of the alphabet with them. And they didn't teach the whole class at once because that would have been chaos. So, they broke the class down into maybe like 3 or 4 kids, maybe 5 kids. They sat them at a little table and they'd go over the letters. So they're very organized in that sense. And then we jump over to the elementary school here. Um, I learned a lot at the elementary school. I'm sorry, not the junior high, but the elementary school. Um, the what really stood out was you got to have dedication to teaching, and you have to be dedicated to these kids and your job. And they're for me, this would be like a really high stress job. I'm um, these kids have like attitudes that you can't really snap at them. You can't get really angry with them because they're innocent, they're still learning, so they don't know really what's wrong or right, as far as their attitude. And um, so you got to be kind to their feelings, and you got to be caring to their learning. And um, my dog's a chopper, out, sorry. And you got to be caring about their way of learning. And if they're not learning, um, you have to find ways to help them to adjust to their skill level. And it's going to be if I were to teach elementary school, it'd be very challenging for me. And then we jump over to middle school here. I went to I'll get to the names here in a bit. So the middle school, you have to be engaged with these kids. They're not going to come out and tell you what's wrong or what they feel they should be working on, or what they're not understanding. So they're not going to come out and say, "I'm having trouble with this." So you gotta tap into their body language, and um, you have to be involved, and you know um, why they think a certain way. Have them walk you through a problem that they're working on, and that way you understand where they're coming from. And then you got to be enthusiastic. These kids will tear you up if you're not enthusiastic. They know they know you're not real if you're just messing around, or if you're there for the paycheck. They're gonna know. So, and you won't be one of their. They'll just come to your class because they have to. They'll do the work because they have to, and they'll excuse my French, but they'll half-ass it. And they're not gonna do very stellar work for the type of education that there should be getting. So you got to be real with these kids and be enthusiastic, involved, and engaged. And then we jump over here to the high school level, and um, this is kind of crazy because it's a big leap from junior high to high school, and you have to be professional. You're dealing with young adults, and again, they have attitude problems, but it's not on the level as elementary. So um, the high school level, you got to be professional, not only with the students but with your faculty, well, with the faculty, your coworkers, and you got to get the kids ready for the real world, outside of school, outside of high school. If they go to college, you prepare them for college. If they're going to hit the workforce, they got to know what to expect from their employers, how to act, how to dress, and critical thinking. It's probably one of the main skills that all students need. And then respect. You got to respect them, or else they won't respect you. You got to give some before you take some. And by this, the very first high school class I went to, uh, the teacher, um, she she gave a lot of respect to her students, and they respected her back, and they got really into the presentation they were doing, something about a Greek god or something. I can't remember, but they're doing a presentation. They're standing up in front of the classroom, and they had their notes out on how to present their their um, their information, and they had this like a rubric that they're going by, and they're comfortable. Some of them are comfortable enough to ask the teacher if they skipped something, or they're very relaxed around the teacher, and the teacher was really relaxed around them. And then it was crazy. And then we jump over to the last high school I went to, the very last class I had with the high school. It was really crazy because it was like almost like a college class. I keep meaning to ask the whole time that I was there, and it just slipped my mind if it was an honors course. But I've never been in an honors course myself. So um, being in that classroom, it was a chemistry lab or chemistry class with the lab, and these students were very respectful. They had questions. They were doing chemistry work. Just they're on top of it. And their lab, they're following the safety precaution. They're helping each other out. The ones that didn't understand it, they had they're just all over it, and it really blew my mind. And it was kind of creeped me out a little bit actually. But the teacher was very professional. Uh, she was an older lady, and she expected, I guess, high standards from them. So the students were, performing at a very stellar level. And but other than that, this is my project. We'll start down here. I started off with Paradise Hills Community Preschool. I don't know if you can see it or not. Let's zoom in a little closer. Went down here to Paradise Hills Community Preschool, and then went up to a Springstone Monastery School. It's a little different than your average public school. Um, I can't remember the difference anymore. And then jumped up here to elementary. I went to Sunset View Elementary School here in Albuquerque, and then over to Tierra Antigua Elementary School. Um, and their technology was, fantastic. They had a Promethean board, and it was like a large computer screen, touch screen, and it was like super large, and teachers were teaching on it like they would a green board or a white board or whatever, and it looked very expensive. And then to to the middle school, went to Tony Hillerman Middle School, and um, the teacher there was very outstanding. She had a student that was giving her problems, and he was sleeping during class. And she got after him, told him to come back during lunch. He came back, and I wasn't there. She wanted me to, leave the room, so she sat down and talked with him. And when she did, she found out that he had problems at home. His parents were getting divorced. So he was like in a bad situation at the time. So, and then went to James Monroe Middle School here in Albuquerque. That was really nothing spectacular stood out from there. I went to Volcano Vista High School and here in Albuquerque, APS school. And they didn't have the large Promethean boards like the middle school and elementary school did. But, they had a couple computers in each class. And um, I went to Volcano Vista High School. Volcano Vista High School had uh, they're doing what really stood out to me, what really blew my mind was how the students didn't stand up for the national anthem or the Pledge of Allegiance. They didn't stand up. They didn't recite it. So it kind of blew me away. I've never seen anything like that. The teacher was encouraging it, I guess. And then the Cibola High School, that's where I did I want to say an honors class, but I'm not sure if it was an honors class. So that's where I went. And so, this is the schools that I went to. And then there's my signature and my date. And so I hope you guys enjoyed my presentation. It was a great class. Thank you, everybody, for commenting on my videos and taking feedback from me. And again, thank you. Thank you to Ms. Snyder. I appreciate your class. Thanks. Bye.